Hello, this is a screencast on the iOS iOS iPad application. We'll walk through the main features and use and how to operate the application. There will be additional screencasts for some other detailed pieces of the application we'll talk about in a second. Launch the app and log in. Simple enough. That connects to CloudGuard, verifies that you are who you are, certificates are exchanged, SSL is used. Along the left side, this is a landscape view. I'm not going to rotate it into portrait view. It kind of screws up the screencasting. In this view, we see 5 main folders: Doorway, Documents, My Devices, Peers, and Storage. We'll talk about Doorway in a separate screencast, and in a separate screencast again, we'll talk about My Devices and Peers, in fact, the whole peer-to-peer networking. This is just going to feature on the focus on the main features common to everything that you see, including storage guards. You can see that your username is displayed here. You can see a status of CloudGuard. It checks it. Nothing happened, so that's good. You can also see your location, your network SSID, your device IP, some other useful information. Tap somewhere else to remove. We'll start looking at documents, and in the document view you'll see 2 folders. Ignore that copyright.txt. It's a bit of a bug, but you should just see 2 folders: private and public. Private is for files and data that you do not wish to share with anyone else. Public is data that you do wish to share via peer-to-peer networking. So you can kind of definitely see how that works. There are a couple of sample files that get installed, read write, and some other files that get installed in public and private just for testing, so that you always have something there to play with in a demo. You can click on a file, and one of the things you can do is you can, once you're viewing it, you can go into full screen mode. If it's a text file, you can edit it, which I can literally, hello world, and it gets persisted. Note that my networking isn't set up here, so that I had a little bit of a glitch there, but you can see I typed in hello world. It is encrypted locally on the device. I can also look at details about it, or I can share the file either via secure email, which will bring up my email client, which will package it up into a protected zip file and send it off to a recipient of my choosing. Or I can say, you know what, I want to copy or move that. Notice it's in the private directory. I want to put it in the public directory. So I select that node, and it says, do I want to copy it or move it? I'll choose copy. Notice I'm still viewing it here, but if I go over to public, I will also see that copyright.txt file that I just copied there. Finally, some shortcuts to go home to the home screen. I can go there, I can refresh, I can filter by typing in a character, and it'll filter the list, so if you have lots of data, that's a nice way of reducing the amount that you see. Finally, you have storage guards. We have, since this is the development simulator, I see my development, this same computer, and I also see some shares. Benzene's PCs are shared via the storage guard proxy services, and then we have extra shares called marketing extras. We can of course browse these. What happens is when you browse these and you select something, if it's not local, you have to tap on it twice. You'll see the little progress bar. It'll get downloaded. You can then view it and do whatever you want. You can also remove the local copy, which is more of a development tool for the moment. Finally, in the main screen, you can look at status, which is kind of just tells you what's going on in the background. And in cases where we can't edit directly yet, because we haven't incorporated those components, you can open it in a third-party app. But since this is a simulator, I have no other apps that I can show you that feature. Anyway, that's the basics of the iOS app. One other thing I think I omitted: if, say, you want to delete a file, drag from right to left. Ignore that error. Drag from right to left. You'll see a little delete button. Then you can delete that file both locally and on the server. I don't want to do that, so I will just drag the other direction and make that go away. So that's the basics of the app, including the public and private folders and the storage guards. See the other screencasts for information on peer-to-peer and how the doorway works. Thank you.